So you want to do something similar?
Something similar like a media company, because
Then
for
you might
me,
not be able to be MediaCorp, bro.
then we have to discuss with the company. But then,
Like, since now you've already been in the entertainment industry for, I would say, a good 5-6 years since Star Search 2019 till now, do you ever feel like, oh man, I could have done better if I was still in corporate? Or, I mean, it's a very real question though, because I'm sure at this point in our life right now, we definitely go through quarter life crisis. I mean, even for me, bro, like, even up to today, sometimes I still question, like, if I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing.
understand.
Even with the so-called success and things that has been going well for
The
me.
material stuff, yeah.
I would still think, like, would life actually have been better if I was a normal guy without, like, the entertainment industry, having my privacy back, like, not having such a hectic schedule where it's so hard to even hang out with my friends or my family, you know? Like, right now it's like, you have to booking in advance, bro, to, like, meet your family for dinner because
Understand.
you're always so busy with, like, shoots or, like, flying overseas, working on different stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man, like, for you, have you ever had that thought?
Actually,
Like, could I actually have done better if I was doing something else?
I want to hear your take also. I mean, better. I'm not sure. I do at the juncture, you know, when I was making the decision to whether I should join and sign MediaCorp, right? I really had like a few weeks of thinking, like, when I was still in a competition, right? There's like, okay, I will do scenario planning. If I win top 3, right, you get the contract. And then what happens after? Yes. And if I don't get top 3, like, what should I do? So that's why back then I spoke to a lot of people, and to think whether making a corporate switch was a good decision. And I really spent a lot of time speaking to different people.
Yeah, because you were doing well, right, in your corporate.
Yeah, I was also rising the
Were you
corporate
like
ladder.
on par to like the management route?
I was doing associate manager already. So if I were to stay on for another 5 more years, I think if things go well, I should be VP marketing now by around.
Dude, that's huge, man.
I mean, okay, depending on which company you are.
Of course.
Yeah,
But like,
correct.
it's definitely the high flyer route lah in the corporate world.
Yeah. I'll say that. I'll say that. So back then, one person told me is that one of my close friends told me that, you know, when you look back, right, when on your deathbed, is this something that you regret? And then if you were to choose not to choose this path, so I was thinking to myself, yeah, I think this is something that not everyone is given the chance to do it. So I should take on this opportunity, and even should it fail or should it not go well, right, I can always come back to corporate. I can always go back to do corporate things. It might not be at the same pace or same momentum that I built up before, but at least I won't starve. I can still, you know, survive and sustain my life and stuff. So I told myself, just do it. And once I took the decision, I don't look back really.
I see.
I just keep looking forward, and no matter what I'm doing right now, I just keep looking forward. So if you ask me now, I'll say that, no regrets lah, because I take ownership of my decision.
So the rationale behind the decision was you just didn't want to have regrets in life.
Yes, in essence.
Wow. I mean, that is very brave and courageous of you though. I mean, for someone that actually really planned so much in your uni days to get into like tech, corporate, and wanting to be like the next Mark Zuckerberg. You know, like it's a huge career switch. I would say you probably experienced your quarter life crisis way earlier than a lot of people. You were 26 back then.
26,
right?
Yeah, funny how you keep calling it quarter life crisis. I think to me it's midlife crisis lah. But
no
you're still young, so you quarter life.
No.
You're still quarter life.
Midlife is 50 lah. Assuming we get to live to like 90 or 100.
Okay.
It must be positive.
Okay, yeah.
Cannot be 25 is like, maybe Xueling is... Just kidding.
Yeah. So actually, I don't get that QLC that you say so much. Okay, quarter life crisis so much. I think only until recently.
Okay.
They really start to wonder like why are you doing certain things, or like whether these things what these things that you're doing right now, what do they mean to you? I think you're probably also thinking the same way, like, you know, you're so busy, you're always, you know, in hopping from one job to another, like media shoot, events, overseas stuff. From there, right, are you also questioning like what is the meaning behind all of this?
Bro, every single day. Like, I think I would say 2023 to 2024.
Yeah.
I really had a rough time because these 2 years I was so freaking busy. And I'm not complaining because being in our field, being an actor in Singapore, especially in today's context, it's a blessing to even have a job, to have a show to shoot, because it's just a different world out there, because there's social media. And I mean, later I would love to talk to you about how you feel being an actor in today's context, because right now we kind of have to, I wouldn't say compete, but people who are doing content creation, in social media, it's more of if you're just focusing on acting and you don't do your social media, you can't keep up, right? But I mean, that topic, we can talk about it later. But yes, bro, 2023 to 2024, I was so busy because every day I work, and then every month we were flying. Again, I'm not complaining, but at the start, when I first experienced a breakthrough in my career in 2022, things were all fun, bro. My first movie came out, and then all of a sudden, people know who you are.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, your social media was buzzing, blowing up.
Yep.
And then, in the past, you will be wow, when am I actually gonna be known by people for the works that I do, you know? But then, that felt very overnight for me because, I mean, thanks to the movie and stuff lah. And dude, 2022, I was just enjoying the ride, bro. All of a sudden, I have this endorsement. All of a sudden, I have this campaign. I get to work with this brand I've always wanted to work with. And the inner child in me is buzzing with joy, bro. It's I cannot believe it.
It's also something you've been working on many years now.
Okay, the truth is this, bro. I think I am an ambitious person where I have big dreams, but I never expected it to come that soon.
Okay.
Because back in 2021, right, when I first joined TCA, I was only on a 1-year contract. And the reason why it's a 1-year contract was because I was still trying to figure out what do I want to do, and if this is something I want to do for long. And secondly, I feel at that point of time, I wasn't sure if I could make it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to just try out for a year. So thankfully, I honestly enjoyed my time in MediaCorp though, even though it was short, because I get to do 大大的梦想. I get to meet a lot of cool people. I get to see how the infrastructure work. It was very interesting for me. Yeah, and even though we didn't get to hang out, because what I realized is that actually MediaCorp is very big. Just because we are all in the same agency, doesn't mean we can meet together. Unless maybe you do a Chinese New Year program,
or we're in the same show.
Yeah, exactly. But when I joined, I didn't manage to do a Chinese New Year program. I just did a production. So the only people I hung out with for 4-5 months were within the production itself. And then, so yeah, it was just fun all, and I didn't expect any shows would blow up. I was just happy to even have a role, bro. I was just happy that I can even act.
You were doing a main lead role already, right? The blue hair.
Yeah, the blue hair. No, but I honestly,
yes.
I think it was 天时地利人和, because I was talking to the 监制 at that point of time. Shout out to the 监制 Li Lian姐. She really believed in me, because 2021, my social media was shit, bro. I think I barely even have 10k followers then. It wasn't enough to get a campaign. No brands will use you because
still quite new.
you have no reach, nobody will watch your stuff, right? So I'm just oh man, I wasn't on a full-time contract, so I don't have a monthly pay, and my social media is weak. I have no campaign. You're telling me I'm gonna have a show only 4-5 months later, and that means, right, after I finish filming the show, 3 months later, that's August, post-production, don't know, 2-3 months later.
Yep.
By the time the year end already, no show is out yet. So I'm very stressed out, bro.
Then, I know how you feel.
Then all of a sudden, right, on my second week, I remember she suddenly texted me, hey, there's this show. It's a new 偶像剧 that MediaCorp wants to do. It's called 大大的梦想.
Okay.
But the role is a bit special because you are required to sing and dance. Then she asked me, I can sing and dance or not?
Which you can, right?
I said I can. But actually I cannot, bro.
What do you mean? Back then, didn't you already?
No, bro.
Were you doing songs already back then?
No, never. Zero experience.
The up and up is afterwards.
After, bro. Up lah. Up. 你自己唱 up. That was 2022. So I had no experience, bro. I'm a bathroom singer, dude. Bathroom singer. Then I gave out because you're so desperate to want to prove yourself, right? So I thought, yeah, I can sing and dance.
No way, I always thought you could. Like,
I cannot, bro. So like they said, okay, audition is next week. Maybe you prepare like 2 to 3 songs. Can you play like the instrument? I said, oh yeah, I can play guitar. Like barely, bro. So
like some chords.
So I spent 2 weeks every day. I keep practicing the guitar.
Okay.
I just sang, like it was shit lah, but barely there. Like at least I wasn't out of tune, but it doesn't sound like the best. Then I went to ask my friend who teaches dance to teach me like a BTS dance, like a 30-second one. I remember I learned Dynamite by BTS.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
You have to redo it again.
No, I forgot how to do it already. So I went to the audition. I remember like 6 chairs in front.
Yeah.
美莲姐, the 监制 producer,
Casting.
AD. Yeah, casting, dude, it was so stressed, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Then we had like 3 scenes lah. So I acted out the 3 scenes, I played the guitar, I danced, bro. It was so embarrassing. Then their face was like stone, like cold.
Yes.
It was like, nobody clapped after the song, nobody clapped after the scene, no comments, bro. It's like, okay, 还有吗? It's like, bro, I feel like shit.
The room is very quiet, right?
Yeah, it's very quiet.
I know
And what's
how that
worse,
feels.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who's the person that did the script reading with me. So it was an intern, I think. I don't know who is that lah.
Okay.
Dude, like I'm not trying to blame her, but the way she read the script, it was a romantic scene, so robotic. And then I had to give my emotions while she replied me.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, first of all, I'm not even a great actor. You know, like I was so new. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of experience, you know.
Yeah, not like
and then secondly, 他没有给我戏, bro. So I'm like, I'm dead. Yeah, but somehow I think 美莲姐 still, like again, shout out to 美莲姐. She really saw, I don't know what kind of potential she saw lah.
A lot. There's a lot of potential. Really?
Yeah. So
really.
that's how I got the show, bro. Like, and maybe other people in MediaCorp then they were too busy filming. Nobody like had time for this role. So I quite lucky I got this.
No, I really do think you're quite suitable for that particular role. It was I remember it was in the show you're a big star, like a big not rising. You're really there, like a recent star.
Correct.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Feline, Tasha.
Yes, Tasha, Chantel,
they were all in the show at the same time.
Yeah. I remember. I remember watching bits and pieces of that show. Yeah, here and there. But wow, I'm surprised that 2021 until now it's only been 3 to 4 years, and your growth is phenomenal. Your transformation is crazy, really. Like from trying to score a lead role in MediaCorp, and then now like two Aga movies.
Yeah, I mean, actually 2 Aga movies, then 猫山王, 小孩不笨,
Yeah, 4 movies in total.
Yeah, and then I just did another horror movie, it's a Thai horror. It's gonna be out this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so
nice.
that's like the 5th one. Yeah, bro, like pretty crazy. But do you feel like there were a lot of people around you that kind of, I don't know, like tell you like, hey, you actually need to reconsider your career path, or it was just yourself?
Thankfully, most people that I met, and especially those who are close to me, my close friends, my families, and also the people that I work with every day, they are very supportive of my career. So no one hasn't really been no one has been critical to me per se. But I do know that I've read your captions, I know your story, I know that it's not the same for you. I do know that you're fighting through a lot. And do these criticisms come from people that are close to you? Or?
I think I feel like the both of us, we come from very different path and background. You know, like even though in a sense we debut around the same time, of course, like you did it full time earlier lah. I kind of only stepped into it fully in 2021. So I feel like there is definitely a difference between, we are both like a product of different, how to say, it's like Apple and Samsung, or like, because you are a byproduct of a competition, and of course like agency, a big agency where there's a lot of people. But whereas for me, the way that he has worked in my career is more of, I am an outlier first, and then after that I became an entrepreneur trying to blaze the trail, find my own route, because obviously whatever I'm doing is very different from how other actors are like in Singapore lah, because like dude, when I first started my own agency, that was back in 2022. I was only 26, bro. Yeah, like I felt like, okay, if I want to make this career work and I have no like backing, then I need to make it work on my own, you know. I need to make things happen. And to do that, I probably need to create my own team, have my own like managers, have my own staff to execute the vision that I want. And obviously it is very different from how things work with people who are in agencies, like for example for yourself. And I understand that well because I was once in an agency as well.
Yep.
You know, so I do see like the pros and cons in both. And of course, to me, even up to today, I think there's no right or wrong. Whether you want to like start your own company, do your own thing, or like be in an agency where like the company plans for you. At least there's like a huge team, an ecosystem in place. But then, I mean, this is just my own observation, my own opinion. Like, it may not be right, it may not be wrong as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're in a big organization, the resources is kind of shared within everyone, you know. But if you are an entrepreneur and if you are the boss and also the product, then the entire company revolves around the product, which is you lah, in a sense, because you are the artist ma.
Correct.
So to me, in that sense, it can help to execute the vision that I have for my career way faster than, let's say, I'm in a company and I have to like tell my manager has to tell her boss, and then like, you know, like there's just so many layers. And I feel like by the time certain communication gets to the top or like the decision maker, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the time already passed.
Yeah.
Maybe like the trend already over.
Yes.
You know, or like
Yes.
maybe by then, right?
It's too late to act on
You
it.
don't feel so much for it anymore. Like
Yes.
the fire kind of died down. But if you're a boss, you feel for something, you do it immediately. You immediately rally your team. Like I will gather my team like, okay guys, I have this idea. Let's do this. This is the timeline. You make this happen. You make that happen. You research on this.
Yep.
And we will all do our own part to make this happen together.
Move together. That's why there's HTHC now.
Exactly. Which is why there's this, you know. So I feel like that is kind of how things moved. Like you were saying, like things grew exponentially. I feel like a lot of people, I think what I faced the most in the initial stage of my career is I was very affected with what people say about my career because I felt like I was being discredited of my effort. Yeah, it's like, for example, after 2022, the movie came out and all, obviously my life turned around. A lot of people are telling me, you know, like the funny thing is like, hey Glenn, you came out of nowhere, sir.
Oh,
like,
you mean you? Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
like they were all like, last year nobody knew about you.
Yeah, and this year like
suddenly you are like appearing for all the events, you have all the jobs,
yes.
you have the show, like
covers everything.
and you, first of all, you don't come from a competition. Your parents are not celebrities.
Yes,
You're not a singer guy. You know, like it's not like you have a link with the industry
to propel you.
Like I'm not a Nipo baby lah. In a sense, people are like, how the heck this guy suddenly just jump out like that? And it's very like so. I took it, maybe at the point I was still young and a bit more sensitive and immature. I think nowadays I'm more stoic and more calm. But at the point of time, I took it the wrong way, where so like, why, like, if you say that, are you trying to discredit like me for the success that I have? Because I saw it, like people were saying like, he's just lucky lah. It's like he probably won the 4D in terms of the entertainment world.
Lottery ticket.
Like he won a lottery ticket lah. Like he act in movies that somehow like, and it's not even a good movie, and just that COVID people watch. No, I kid you not, people say these things, bro.
Understand?
And like,
yes.
It was so tough that at that point in time, my first movie, like the box office did well, but the reviews wasn't well, and this is like open lah. Everybody know, right?
Yeah. Objective,
and then at that point of time, I actually felt a bit embarrassed for a dream come true of mine. People were like shitting on the movie, and I happened to be a lead role in the movie, bro. Like, I'm trying to be proud of my work, right? But then I see everyone on social media and even like around me, my relatives were shitting about the movie. I just feel very paiseh, you know, like how can I be, on one hand I feel proud, but on the other hand I feel bad, like, did I did I like throw my relative face, to be a part of? Yeah, bro, I felt that way because
Like you're shaming your family by being in
because
this.
actually they were proud. That was
Movie
before
star.
the movie came out.
Yeah.
But when the movie came out and then the bad reviews came in, right?
And your family stopped talking about it.
Yeah, then their friends were like,
Oh
哎，
no.
你那个戏是你儿子拍的啊 Then it's like, wow, you
Oh
just,
no.
you get what I mean? Like, I feel
Yeah,
damn bad,
yeah.
bro. So, at that point of time when you are young, you have a lot to prove. It definitely gets to you. And
Understand.
I think the main feeling I felt was, damn, like behind the scenes, people don't see the amount of hard work that we put in, the Mandarin classes that I go, the acting classes, the time where I sacrifice with my family, my friends, to actually work on like my acting, my social media, building my company. Like all these are sacrifices, but people, they don't see it.
Yep.
So they just see your success as like, oh, he's just lucky, lor. So I guess that was the part where I felt like, okay, I have a chip on my shoulder and I have a lot to prove. That was back in like 2022, 2023. That's why I just kept doing so much because I just want to show people that like the success that I had wasn't luck, but it was many rounds of hard work. Are you actually really satisfied with where you are at? Like, for real?
My manager is right here. Yes, I do have, grand ambitions or like big dreams for myself. And right now, what I do see myself playing out is that it's more of a one step at a time thing.
Okay.
So back then, at the start, I wasn't that passionate about acting. I just go there because I feel that it's a job and I want to try out this job, so let's go for it. Slowly along the way, I discovered the joy of acting, right? The passion of acting, the passion of like telling a story and letting your story resonate with audiences.
Yeah.
And when the audiences are resonated, right, they'll actually start to change the way they think and they change the way they action. Take for instance, I love this example, it's always like after I watch How to Make Millions Before My Grandma Dies,
Yes.
a lot of tears were shed in the cinema theatre, yes. But the moment when you step out of the theatre, were you also thinking perhaps maybe a family that you have? And I was also thinking about my grandma, like, oh, maybe I really haven't been spending enough time with her. So simple resonations like that you make with the audience, right, is what I feel make my work very meaningful as an actor. Because when you tell real stories like that, people get behind it and they will do things because of the story that you tell. So to me right now, right, as much as I have a lot of grand goals or ideas that I have in my mind that I want to achieve, I will take them, tackle them one at
Like
a time.
KIV first.
KIV first, and right now what I really want to focus on is that I keep honing my craft. And MediaCorp, there's no better place in Singapore for you to hone your acting craft, really, honestly, because what you need to hone your craft, right, is that you gotta keep going and keep doing it. And really, there's no other place for me right now for me to hone my craft except the company that I have right now. So that's why, for me, it's not a safe thing. It is like what is going according to my plan now, I would say.
Okay. But what are the grand things that you wanted to do?
A few things in my mind. Tech startup is always at the back of my mind.
Shit,
But
okay.
next is actually, I'm sure you know who Pei Yong is.
Yeah.
I am honestly very impressed by what he's achieved.
Yeah.
From someone who
Dude
shot...
does everything.
Yeah, I mean, okay, if you look at how he started, he was like maybe a YouTuber, Instagrammer.
Yeah.
Then he make postings, he make prank videos, funny videos. Shortly converted to Chinese New Year, and then Chinese New Year videos, and then now he's his own company. And the things that he makes for his company, his company makes is next level. I'm really impressed by the works that he's done. So I'm like thinking like, if Pei Yong can do this, why can't there be another Pei Yong in Singapore?
So you want to do something similar?
Something similar like a media company, because
Then
for
you
me,
might not be able to be MediaCorp, bro.
then we have to discuss with the company. But then, you're just trying to set this up for me.
No, just kidding. His manager is like death staring at him,
No, but all in all, it's like, because I like variety games. I really like Running Man, things like playing variety and inviting guests to play games, simple games, and just have fun on camera. That's one thing I really like to do. I haven't gotten much chance to do. So hopefully
like
next time.
a producer, basically.
Yeah, I would like to produce some stuff.
Okay, technically you don't have to leave MediaCorp to do this.
Yes.
Because you can actually do it in-house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure they will be open to like the ideas.
Yes.
Right?
Child. Anyway, so.
Actually, there's one thing I wanted to say. I didn't tell you earlier, and I think you're not getting this a lot, is that from a person who's grown up from an agency for the last 5 years, whatever you're doing, right, this unconventional path you have taken to grow your career, right, I don't think I tell you upfront in your face. To me, it's quite impressive. Really. Really, really, really. I'm not saying this because you asked me here, but what I'm saying is that I think what the audience don't really understand is that in our ecosystem, first of all, it's not easy to get jobs. And when your agency, we receive some sort of comfort and ease where like companies will give us jobs sometimes. I wouldn't say it applies to everyone. So it's slightly easier for us. But whereas when you're on your own, like what Glenn has been doing for the last few years, you're really out there fighting the elements, really. It's like, we're just enjoying this like nice city and he's just out there like trying to scrape for food on the streets, but you're doing a freaking good job right now. And actually like, that's why what I'm curious is that, you have these mental models, you came out with this idea like, I want to set up GYG. I'm curious, right? Like, who is your mentor? But maybe you have a few, or like, who gives you these ideas or these insights that, you can do things differently? Because I think so far, I can only think of one person that does this, and that's you. I don't think of anyone else in Singapore that's doing this right now.
Wow. Bro, okay, honestly, I have many mentors in my life.
Yeah.
But I think each mentor represents different areas in my life. Like I have like a business mentor.
Yes.
I have a life mentor where this person mentors me about life, about my value system, about my character as a person.
Yes.
I have like spiritual mentors that like help me out in my faith, guide me in my faith. But if you really ask who is my mentor in the entertainment industry, I really don't have, bro. And that's the part that I am so sad about, because I really crave to have someone that I can learn and look up to. But like you said, in Singapore, there isn't anyone that is doing something similar to what I'm doing in terms of like the model.
Yes, the
that
model
I've created in like my career, like having your own company, your own team, as an actor, as a musician, or even like doing your social media, your content. Like it's kind of like a holistic system. I don't have that mentor, so the only way I can do it is by relying on myself, by relying on my curiosity. So it's a lot of like researching. Like what I do is I always research on what people overseas do.
Of course.
Like in Korea, in Thailand,
China,
China, how they do it, why are they successful, and why do we not have the same success or do the same thing in Singapore?
Yes.
And then that's when I start to do it. Yeah, and I will be the guinea pig to try. Because for me, there's nothing to lose, like my back is against the wall. So, like for example, if you talk about style and all, to me, back then when we all started, like this is again my observation, may not be right or wrong, but like the ideal Singaporean male artists at that point of time were people like Desmond Tan, when we first started. Right, Desmond Tan, Romeo, Alvin, and they all have a very clean, manly image. But for myself, at that point of time, I knew I didn't have the manly look. I'm not like the hunk. Like I feel like I'm a bit more boyish. And like my aesthetic was maybe a little bit more like Korean, where like maybe I do like middle part, or like let's say my makeup, I will do like eyeshadow. At that point of time, 2018, 2019, I don't think anyone, for guys, in Singapore not especially,
common,
like I remember there was one time I asked for like eyeshadow to a makeup artist, right? The makeup artist was like judging me, bro, like, you're a guy, like why are you, you see Singapore artists, nobody do eyeshadow and like for male artists. But then to me it's like, precise, precisely because none of us are doing this, so maybe it seems like we are a bit more backward.
Yep.
But if you look at the overseas, international, global standard, these people are keeping up with like the beauty standards. And these are the aesthetics that I would say people around the world resonate with.
Yep.
So if we actually stick to the old ways, then like we will never innovate, we will never grow, and that is when you will start to be a sinking ship, like, and fizzle out and be irrelevant. So I guess like I kind of just push through, I say no I think I want to change my aesthetic. Like, of course I know the clean, hunky, swift image
Look, yep.
is still the ideal Singaporean look at that point of time for male artists, but I want to try something different, and I want to see if I can actually start a new trend and a new culture over here, where we don't shy away from this. And I'm so glad that in 2019, at the point of time, we started doing more of this. Right now in 2025, guys, male celebrities, it's very normal for us to like work with beauty brands.
Yep.
Like makeup, like it is no longer
Gloss.
something. It's no longer something that is like wow, very feminine or
Yes.
But you always have to like challenge the norm and like innovate, and that's how you can like grow. And like the trend, since you are quite analytical, I'm sure you realize like somehow we are always like the last to follow the trend.
No, because we play the safest.
Yeah, because we play the safest.
We play safest.
Yeah, we play the safe game, bro.
Yep.
So I think like in a sense it's very different. Or like if you ask me for my route, I'm the experimental kind. But like the route that you are in, I feel is very safe.
It is.
But it is very stable. Yeah, it's very stable. Like it won't go wrong.
More predictable.
Correct, more predictable, won't go wrong. So it's just different style. I wouldn't say like either one is better than the other, but it's very interesting how I see like our parallel journey, bro. Like we are doing it, but same but different.
Yeah,
and it's pretty interesting.
Correct. Likewise, actually, okay, I mean, right now you're an entrepreneur to GYG, right? You're the boss of GYG. Wouldn't you how do you like face this question where all the bosses in the world will have is like, how do you keep this business afloat?
How do I keep this business afloat?
How are you certain? Because mine is a predictable, stable path because, my company is big, right? It's huge. We don't know for sure. But what I'm saying is that right now what you're saying is that, because if I were to be in Glenn's shoes for a day, I'll be thinking like, what if next month, clients stop looking for me?
If I get cancelled, bro.
Whoa, hey.
Well, thanks for sharing so much, man.
No, thanks for all the
We
questions.
finally got to catch up and share about our life and our journey, bro.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Hey, but when we catch up, it's still in front of camera. Hey, come on. You gotta
we'll
work better. You gotta work better.
We'll have a private one where I ask him about his relationship and love life.
Sure.
But yes, bro, thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoy yourself. And do you want to shout out to your new show? Because
yes.
I think like when the episode is out, probably your show will be like airing in the middle of it. So I think you can maybe shout out, share more about your role, about the show. Yeah,
And like
you can look at this cam, bro.
Yeah, despite not chatting a single bit about my new show is coming out. It's called Little Nyonya Emerald Hills. It's probably out on Netflix and MeWatch already. So do go check it out. It's all in Chinese. It's going to be all in Chinese. So it's quite a nice show. 17 years after the franchise, the first season, I'm playing a character, I'm reprising a character from season 1 actually.
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
acting as the foster son of Jeanette Au. So inside the show, we play mother and son, and I thought that was quite nice. So do check out the show.
Okay, wait, what's your character's name?
Oh, my character's name is Zuyue.
Okay, wait, maybe you want to share more about your character also, like how is he like?
Oh, okay.
Aside from just being Jeanette's son.
Oh,
Yeah, come on, talk more about your character, bro.
Right. I don't know how much time. Right, okay. So Hong Zuyue is this guy who is
2,000 years later.
he grew up in a wealthy family because continuing from season 1, Jeanette Au has a very successful business in Malacca. So we are one of the wealthiest families in Malacca, and we have businesses spreading around Malacca and Singapore. And when I was making a business trip to Singapore, Huang Zuyue get to meet the little Nyonyas, the Peranakan girls from the Zhang family, which is played by Tasha, Chantel, as well as Ferline, and that's how our story unfolds, where the different love stories and love entanglements happen between me and the girls. And while I was doing my search for Tasha, okay, there's a bit of spoiler. I also get to bump into Tyler, who's a hooligan who grew up on the streets lah. So him and I got some
Riffs.
some beef as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So do check out the show.
All right, we're looking forward. Thanks, Tong. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Woo.
Okay, yeah.
Thank
bro,
you,
thank you.
thank
Wow,
you.
that was amazing, bro.
Wow, I didn't expect us to. I thought you're gonna stop me at some point, man.
No. Okay,
Yes.
Wow, a very good convo, bro.
Really?
Yes, it's
Wow,
very good. It's very good.
I thought it's.
Have you shared like some of these things before online or?
No.